What's up, guys? So I made you another video. So I'm gonna basically redo this whole set and give her a completely different design. I will go through the whole process of how I remove and refresh a nail set. In this case, we are doing a Gel X nail set. She always gets very long or stiletto or square nails. And today we're gonna go from stiletto to square. The first thing I did was removing the length of the fake nail. And then right after that, I'm gonna be removing most of the design. And I'm also getting rid of the thickness of the gel that is underneath the fake nail. When you're done removing all of that, we're gonna just basically soak off all the nails. So just get a cotton pad and just soak it in acetone and just get some aluminum foil you have laying around in the kitchen and start wrapping up. I always do one hand first, do the whole process, put it in acetone, and then while that hand is soaking in acetone, I'm going over to the other hand so there is no awkward silence and I can just keep continuing doing what I do. You know that the acetone worked if you see what I'm doing right here. I'm just basically scraping off all of the wet gel that the acetone created or melted under the aluminum foil. And it makes it very easy to get everything off of your natural nail. And now we have a clean set. So let's get started. The process is always the same. You just grab one of your nail tips and make sure it fits nail wall to nail wall. This is really, you're working with like inches or over here millimeters. So it has to fit really well. So it will not cause any lifting. Before I start placing any of the Gel X nails on top of the natural nail, I'm just gonna do a little bit more of a prep. So I always use some acetone to dry out the nail first, and then I put some protein bond. After I've let that dry out, I'm gonna be using the gel extension gel as a base coat. Now I'm gonna be using that same gel to start putting the Gel X on top of the natural nail. I always make sure that I swipe it on the inside of the nail, and then I put a little bit of a blob at the edge of the nail, and then I'm just gonna put them over the natural nail. You really have to just kind of eyeball it. There is no exact measurement on how much you put on one nail. Some people's nails are longer, some people's nails are shorter. Also, I am using sculpted nails. So with sculpted nails, you have to use more gel to fill in the gap between the fake nail and your natural nail. And I'm just basically repeating this step 10 more times. Just make sure you don't put too much. Make sure you don't let it out from the sides, because if that happens, I always take it off and start over again, because you don't want any gel on the skin. You don't know if people are gonna be allergic to it. So I try my best to prevent getting the gel on the skin as much as possible. And this is what you have to have after each application. So the next step is going to be basically the nail art. I think the nail art will speak for itself most of the time. So just follow what I do. I already put down the bases, so the yellow, the nude, and the black. And for this design, she gave me some examples. It was basically black, yellow, nude, and silver. And I just kind of worked with it. Like, I don't copy, and I don't mind using other people's design, because if someone comes to me and she's like, I want to have something like this, I don't mind giving her what she wants, to be honest. And if I can do something, I will tell them and I will just give it my own twist. But yeah, this is what she wanted, so this is what she's gonna get. So for this part, we're gonna put some chrome on the nails, but in order for the chrome to be isolated, so meaning I don't want chrome all over the nail, I only want the chrome on the design, you have to have a matte base. So I have a matte gel polish. I think it's Russian matte gel polish, and that's my go-to gel polish because not every matte top coat works. So you really have to test that out. Sometimes I have a matte top coat and then I start putting the chrome over the design and it still gets smudged on the matte top coat. So even if you have a matte top coat that does that, make sure you always wipe it down with some extra acetone to make it even more dry. This part is where I'm using the blooming gel from Macart. And it's very simple. You don't dry the blooming gel, you just keep it wet. You get a dotting tool or a brush and you just start putting your design on top of that wet blooming gel. And then it starts creating this like faded design for you. So again, with the chrome, I made the whole nail completely matte with the matte top coat, but the only part that I wanted to have the chrome back is on the black part. So then I used the chrome top coat only on the black part. As you can see, the chrome only affects that part and not the whole nail. This step is super easy. Just put some dots on the nail and you're good to go. Now for the next step, I've been using acrylic powder to create this like 3D rough effect on wet gel. So those dots that you see there, they're wet. And then I put the acrylic on top and then put it under the light and you get this like 3D rough effect. So here we are. This is the result. So I've used blooming gel, I've used chrome, I've used the dotting tool, I've placed some silver balls on the nails as well. I would call this a simple set because you don't have to do like crazy designs. You just let the product work for itself. And yeah, if you want to create something like this, go ahead. And you know, there are no rules. Just do whatever you want, to be honest. Do whatever you want. And I'll see you in the next video.